This is a tutorial on how to use the virtual computing lab. This is basically the web server for our course. So it will be very important for you to upload your files to this server. Okay. So I want to explain just a little bit about how to use it. Now, this portal site that you're on right now that I have on my screen, this link will be available in Moodle, so you can easily access it. And this is the screen that you will log in to get your login information for the web server. Okay. So first and foremost, we will find our institution. So click on the box that's on your screen and you will scroll down until you find our college. So here's Rockingham CC. So we'll click on that and click proceed to log in. And it will ask you for your RCC username and password, and you will use what you use normally to log in to things like email and Moodle. So it's the same username and password. Okay. And once you use that, it should log you in to the site, and it's going to say, welcome to the NCSU Virtual Computing Lab. And in my case here, it says I have 2 reservations. You may have 2, you may have 1. It really just depends on how many classes you're currently enrolled in that use this, okay? So up at the top, click on reservations. And you will see your reservations that you have here. The one that I'm going to use for our example is Rockingham CC CTI 110. And it's going to have my name attached to it. So just be sure to click on the one that's for your class, okay? And we're going to click on the connect button. Okay, now I'm not going to do that on mine. I have a picture pulled off for you because it will have login information for your site, and I don't want to share mine with you. So it's going to have the URL that will be for our class site. And it's going to have down below, and this is what we're really looking for here, is the connect to reservation using SSH on port 22. So it's got remote computer, and it has an IP address down there. It's got your user ID, and it will have a password. Now, please note that your IP address may be different than what I have. So don't just put this information in. Okay, verify on your computer screen of what the IP address is because it may be different. Okay, your user ID is going to be most likely what you use to log into your RCC accounts, but verify that. Every once in a while, there is a situation where they have to modify somebody's user ID. So just verify that it's correct. And then you'll also need to verify what your password is. It will not be your network ID that you use at RCC. It will be something completely different. All right. So these are the 3 pieces of information that you need to know to log in to the web server. All right. So now that you have those, I'm going to go over and we'll open up the WinSCP application. All right. And when you do that, it's going to open up to a screen for you to log in. All right. And I'm going to just pull up the login information over here to the side real quick. I'm going to type in the host name, which is that IP address that it gives you for the remote computer. All right. So we'll type that in. I'm going to type in the username that it gives me, which should be very similar to what you use for RCC. And I'm going to type in the password. Now you can copy and paste that password since it's a little interesting there. It's hard to remember. All right. And once you have that information typed in, we'll click on login. All right. And it should log in. If you get a prompt asking you about security, just accept it. You may get that the first time that you log in. All right. And that's okay. All right. Now, everything that's on the left side of your screen will be the computer, your local computer that you have all your files on right now. Everything that's on the right side of your screen is the web server. Okay. So we will be moving files essentially from the left side of the screen over to the right side of the screen. Now, when you first log in, you're going to be in your home folder. Now, you can store files there if you want to, but I am not able to access them from the World Wide Web. Okay. And that's what the goal is here. So we need to change the directory that is listed. So there's multiple ways to do that. I think the easiest way is to come up here and click on your username where it has the folder and click where it says root. We're moving up 2 levels, basically. Click where it says root. And you're going to get a bunch of different folders on your screen. Click on the one and open it that has var on it. Okay, and then click and open the www directory. Click on HTML. And then you should not have access to all of the usernames here, but you'll click on your username that's listed, okay? And I will click on mine, okay? And this is your directory on the World Wide Web, okay? This is what you will use to this is the location that you will use to upload your file to. So over here on my computer, now for this example, note that this may change depending on what assignment you're completing. But for my example today, I'm going to upload this tutorial 1 folder. Now, I just so happen that it's on my desktop and I have the folder on my desktop. But if you needed to, search around for the folder, you can click up here and navigate your hard drive, your desktop, your My Documents folder, wherever it may be. All right, mine just so happens to be on the desktop. Now, you can click, in my case, you could click on tutorial 1 if you wanted to, and you have all the files that I have located in there. But that's really not what I want to do. I want to upload the whole folder. So I'm just going to click one time on tutorial 1 so that it's highlighted, and I'll just simply click the upload button. And wherever you have opened on the right side of your screen is where this folder will upload to. All right, so be sure you have the right folder open first. So I'm on my HTML, www directory, and under my name. All right, so I'm going to click on my upload button here, and it's going to ask me if I'm sure that I want to upload it to the remote directory, and I'll say okay. And it might take a few minutes here, but it should upload, okay, and it is published. All right, now, the only other thing that you need to do at this point is just be sure that you know how to access these files on the internet. The reason that's important is because this is the link that you will be giving me in Moodle to access your project file. If I can't access that file, then there's no way for me to grade your work. So it's important that you be sure that this link works, okay? So I'm going to click on my tutorial 1 folder and just verify that my information is in there, okay? For this, you always need to link to a specific file. Just so happens that the file that I want to link to for this particular project is the ct_start.html file. So just know which file that you're going for. All right. And what I'm going to do is come over here and basically use the URL I have up here at the top. So let me go over to my web browser. Okay. And I'm going to use that the IP address that they give me. So 152.7.176.239. Okay. And I'm going to do / and it will be your username. Okay. So I'm going to do my username after that. And then it's going to be / the folder that you have those files in. So in our case, tutorial 1. Okay. Now keep in mind that may be different depending on what project you're working on. And then it's going to be / the file that you want to open. Okay. So in our case, I wanted to open the ct_start.html file. Okay, I'm going to hit my enter button and it should pull up the website that you worked on. Okay, it's not a bad idea to check your links to be sure they work. So I'll click on my About Us page and it worked. So that's good. You can play around with some of the others. I'll click on reviews, it works. So just check all your links to be sure that they work. Okay. And that's all there is to it. So in this website's example, this is the link that you would want to copy and send to me or post in Moodle for credit. Okay. Now, one other thing I will show you on the web server side is in the event, okay, that you have the website up and you realize that you need to make a change to a file and re-upload to the server. Now, you don't have to upload the whole folder. What you can do is on the left side over here, on your local computer, you would make the change in Notepad++, okay? You would save the file, of course, and then you could navigate to your folder that you had the file in, so tutorial 1. And let's say that I had just updated the About page, okay? You could just click on, be sure that you have tutorial 1 folder open on the web server side, and we can just select the About page, click Upload, and it would upload just that one file. So you wouldn't have to upload every single file again. All right. So those are the basics of how to use the web server and the virtual computing lab. So if you have any questions, do not hesitate to reach out to me and let me know. But I don't anticipate that you'll have any problems. The biggest thing is just being sure that you get this link right up here. Okay. And be sure that you send the right link each time so that your work can be graded. All right. If you have any questions, just let me know.